had no idea that I'd be the guy who would change poker forever.
It's amazing how much a bracelet and $5 million can change your life.
Sometimes I still can't believe it.
Yes!
I'm the reigning world champion of poker.
My name's Chris Moneymaker.
Greg Raymer.
Joe Hashem. Who's next?
Las Vegas, Nevada. A place where dreams can come true in an instant. And tonight, someone's life will change forever. The World Series of Poker Main Event. Almost 9,000 players came in search of a single dream. The largest prize pool in sports history, with $12 million to the winner. Now all eyes are on the final table. Only 9 men still have a chance at the one bracelet every poker player desires. There's Erik Friberg and Doug Kim, each looking to become the youngest champ ever.
Yes!
Richard Lee, who had a premonition he'd walk away the winner. Yeah! There's Michael Binger, the physicist, and Paul Wasicka, the aspiring poker star. But the focus is on 2 men, each who carry great expectations. Allen Cunningham is one of the best players in the world, and chip leader Jamie Gold has controlled the table for days.
I have a hand.
10, baby, 10! Tonight, one man will join a pantheon of poker legends. The only question left is...
Yeah, baby! Yes!
Who is next? Welcome to the main event final table of the World Series of Poker presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. We're on the verge of poker history because tonight we will award the richest main event first prize ever, $12 million. The stands in the Rio Poker Room are filled to capacity as friends and family of our final table competitors are eagerly anticipating the action. Even poker's elite have come out to bear witness to this historic event. When this evening is over, one of these 9 men will be crowned world champion and take home the $12 million grand prize. Tonight, every poker player's dream will come true for one very fortunate man.
Hello, everybody. Along with Norman Chad, I'm Lon McCarran. This is the moment we've been waiting for. We are down to our final table. Tonight, poker fame and unthinkable fortune await as one man will become world champion and walk away with $12 million.
Lon, it's mostly 20-somethings and 30-somethings at this final table, and one of the 30-somethings, Jamie Gold, has 1/3 of the chips in play. Are you kidding me? It is hard to bet against him. Naturally, I will. Allen Cunningham is the best player at this final table. For once, I'd like to see the best player win.
Allen Cunningham has won 4 World Series bracelets, never the main event. He's in second place right now. Jamie Gold has been running over this field, amassing over 25 million chips.
You're gonna have the best luck, buddy.
And he has been tutored along the way by 2-time main event champion Johnny Chan.
Richard Lee at 55, the oldest player left, has survived a short stack in the late going. And there's Erik Friberg, the Swede, at 23, trying to become the youngest main event winner ever.
There's a former bartender, Paul Wasicka.
This is fun.
Paul and all the players have their families here supporting them. They're all so very close to the end of the poker rainbow. 22-year-old Doug Kim is one of the 2 who could be the youngest main event winner ever.
Rhett Butler, an insurance agent from Rockville, Maryland, 44 years old. And there's Michael Binger, the part-time theoretical physicist, a PhD from Stanford.
Dan Nassif from St. Louis is an amateur living the dream here, but he is the short stack right now at this championship table. The blinds at 80,000 and 160,000, a 20,000 chip ante from each player. And on the Milwaukee's Best Light pocket cam, our chip leader Jamie Gold has pocket deuces.
Richard Lee says Jamie is having the run of a lifetime.
Call.
Jamie will call the big blind. You will see a lot of him tonight. He loves to see the flop. Richard Lee folds. Erik Friberg gets out of the way.
There are 5 players at this final table in their 20s. It's a microcosm of what the poker world has become.
Dan Nassif with ace-king offsuit.
I raise.
Says, raise it up. Nassif, an account executive for a St. Louis newspaper.
700.
He's going to raise it up to 700,000. He says he thinks he has a tell because his bluffs never work.
Well, all roads lead to Jamie Gold of late, and Jamie will call here.
Well, no matter what Nassif has, he can't like to hear that, considering how hot Jamie Gold has been running. So heads up to the flop.
I check.
And Gold will check in the dark, pre-flop. Here we go. It is a 2 in there, and Gold hits a set. Talking about running hot.
It's been all Jamie all the time. 3 deuces for Jamie.
I'm all in.
Nassif pushes all in.
I'm sorry, man.
And Gold, of course, will make the call. Nassif only with ace-king and a straight draw.
Jamie Gold again. He's a TV producer, and again, it just feels like these hands are scripted for him.
I didn't have enough to fold. I had to push all in, man. That's cool, man. You got your set.
There is Nassif's family, his mom Noreen on the right.
And Nassif goes all in with just ace-king plus a gut shot wheel draw.
Jane Gold has watched her son make an amazing run here at the main event. Now the turn card, a pair of aces for Nassif, but that really doesn't help him.
Chop, yeah. That actually helped me.
Yeah, now with a 4 on the river, they both would make a wheel. Nassif cannot win the hand outright. He's going to need a 4, though, to chop this pot and stay alive.
Dan's family understandably anxious.
It's been a great experience. Yeah, it's been bizarre. It's been absolutely bizarre. You know what? Let's see a 4. Let's see the 4. Give him the 4.
Nassif's the one who needs the 4. A 4 or he's gone.
It's a 10. He's gone.
Great play. Congratulations. Thanks, buddy. You too, man.
Dan Nassif is the first casualty of this championship table. He'll win over $1.5 million for 9th place. And Jane Gold once again watches her son collect all the chips of an opponent. Johnny Chan looking on as his pupil continues to do him proud.
It's hard to root for a TV producer, Lon, because I've watched TV since like I was 4, and most of it is awful.
So Jamie Gold is still on top, and if you're really quick with math, you might notice there are more than 2 million extra chips in play. That may be due to a miscount during the color-up of chips, so now a little over 90 million chips at the final table.
Well, my math's not too good, but I can see that Jamie has more chips than anybody else.
Seat open, dealer. Let's bring another player in.
Seat open.
We started with almost 9,000, but we're out of players. Only 8 left and waiting for the big confrontation now between chip leader Jamie Gold and 4-time bracelet winner Allen Cunningham. It's got to happen sooner or later.
Richard Lee bluffed all in the other day, and when he lost, he thought he was gone, but he had chips left, and that calls to mind 1982. Jack Strauss went all in, lost the hand, but as he got up to leave, he noticed he had 1 chip left under a cocktail napkin. With that single chip, Strauss rallied to win the main event, and that is where the legend of a chip in a chair was born.
Richard Lee, you saw with Queen Jack, made the call of the big blind, the rest of the table folding. Around 2, our leader, Jamie Gold. Jamie with 4-5.
Call.
Off suit will make the call from the small blind. It's 80,000 more. Rhett Butler in the big blind with Queen 3.
He's been pretty selective of what he plays. He's already in the hand, so he has to play.
3 to the flop, and 2 jacks in there gives Richard Lee a huge lead with trips.
Check.
Jamie Gold first to act, he checks. Butler paired his 3. He will check also. Richard Lee reaching for chips, and he throws in 200,000.
That's a tiny bet. He's looking for a call.
Jamie could sneeze, and that many chips will go in the pot. He's going to raise it, though, to 500,000. And Rhett Butler will fold.
Lee's got to believe he has the best hand, but when the monster stack raises, you do pause.
And looks of concern from Richard's wife and daughters. Team Lee up against the chip leader. Richard will make the call. Richard Lee in good position going to the turn, and ace keeps Richard in the lead, but gives Gold a flush draw.
And Jamie also picks up a straight draw, and he'll check.
Richard Lee pauses, and he checks.
Why would you want to give your opponent a free draw?
Another ace, and that gives Richard Lee the check mark.
Yeah, Lee with the jacks full house, Jamie with nothing.
It's a fun card, huh?
Jamie first to act. We've seen him be very aggressive throughout the main event. Comes out with 600,000.
Gold's representing an ace, but unless he has one up his sleeve, he's going to lose his hand.
Richard is not going to shy away. He'll make the call.
What do you got?
What do you got? Jamie was the one called.
Oh, you got it. Nice hand.
Indeed, Richard Lee is not going to be pushed down by the chip leader. He'll take that pot.
If I ask one out, do I have to ask all out?
Nice hand, Richard.
So Richard Lee puts a roadblock in front of the Jamie Gold juggernaut for the time being.
The 2006 World Series of Poker is presented by Milwaukee's Best Light, brewed for a man's taste, Miller Brewing Company, and in part by Harrah's Entertainment, home of the world's richest poker tournament, and ParadisePoker.net, home of the free $1 Million Poker Tournament. The World Series of Poker presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. Main Event.
Well, there it is, inside the vault at the Rio. We've been talking about the $12 million top prize all through the main event. Soon it will be a reality for one of our 8 remaining players.
They used to load the money into cardboard boxes, but I think they finally ran out of boxes.
So looking at our chip count with 8 players remaining, Michael Binger is the short stack. Allen Cunningham with almost $18 million in second place, and this is still Jamie Gold's championship to lose. He's got almost 30 million chips. He has been watched almost every step of the way by his mentor, Johnny Chan. Even though Gold is the big stack, his opponents still don't seem that intimidated by his play.
Believe me, you don't want me to call, because if I call, I got you.
Jamie's an interesting player. Lucky. He's just been getting a sick run of cards.
I've seen cards before, but I haven't seen luck like that.
When you're catching a lot of cards, you look like a genius.
Try to outplay me, baby.
But he's not the best player.
People are blowing up left and right, giving him gifts.
Thank you.
If he hits a cold deck, he could lose a lot of chips.
Ah, nice hand.
Yes!
I don't think he has the experience it takes to win a thing like this.
May talk a little bit too much and sort of let his emotions out.
Ace, queen, any diamond.
And that maybe betray his hand.
I think he's gonna make some kind of mistake and he will go out in like 4th or 5th place.
If I'm playing, I'm winning.
If it could go final 3, Cunningham, Jamie Gold, and myself, I guarantee you we will tear him up.
I don't expect him to be a huge threat.
To say that the other players have very little respect for Jamie's poker skills is like saying the North Pole is a little chilly, but nobody has gotten to Gold yet.
10-9 offsuit for Jamie Gold, and he will make the call of the big blind to Rhett Butler. Gives it up.
We still have a TV producer, an insurance agent, a financial consultant, an investor, and a physicist looking for $12 million, Lon.
A call now from Erik Friberg, who mostly plays poker, as does Paul Wasicka and Allen Cunningham. Allen plays it better than most players. 9-7 offsuit. And he'll make the call.
And that's a strange call from Allen. With those cards on the button, you're either going to raise if you sense weakness, or you're just going to fold those rags.
From the big blind, the youngest player, 22-year-old Doug Kim, checks 4 players to the flop. And Gold and Cunningham with trip 9s, but Gold's got the better kicker.
And Erik Friberg picking up a straight flush draw on that flop.
Doug Kim will be first to act, and he checks to Jamie Gold.
$1 million.
$1 million from Jamie Gold with trip 9s.
As you know, Lon, they'd have to get a court order to get me to lay down a straight flush draw.
Erik Friberg's right with you. He makes the call to Cunningham with those trips. He follows suit and makes the call.
Well, you boys have fun.
The water's getting too deep for Doug Kim. He gets out of the way. So 3 players going to the turn. It's a 5 of spades. Gold still has the lead. Cunningham now with a straight draw. Gold checks. Friberg next to act. The young Swede will check also.
I don't know why Allen played the 9-7 to begin with, but there's no reason for him not to believe he has the best hand now.
And a lot of those new green chips go into the pot. They're worth $100,000 each. That's $2 million total.
Call.
Jamie Gold is going to stay right with him. Now Friberg gets out of the way.
Man, he got cold feet. Give me his cards.
So Gold and Cunningham, a big confrontation to the river. It's an ace, and Jamie Gold gets the check mark. He's got the better kicker, and he'll check.
Well, this is the first confrontation between the two, and Jamie Gold has the better of it. Checked to Cunningham.
Cunningham also has trip 9s, but the smaller kicker, and he's going to come out with $2 million more.
I got a 9. I got to call you.
Indeed, Jamie's got to make the call and shows his better kicker. Cunningham mucks his cards. And another reason for the Gold cheering section to get on their feet.
Well, Johnny Chan has told Gold not to get involved with Cunningham, but Jamie said he wants to. Go figure. Johnny Chan's your coach, and you ignore him.
You move all in, I throw up.
That might be the ultimate tell, Norman, but I got to figure it's Allen Cunningham who was the one feeling a bit ill at this moment.
The World Series of Poker presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. Main Event.
Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest lineup in World Series of Poker history.
Welcome back to the Rio Poker Room as we move closer to crowning a new world champion. A large crowd here is saluting 10 past champions, including defending champion Joe Hashem, but everybody here knows one man is missing, and they anticipate his arrival any moment.
And finally, please welcome Doyle, Texas Dolly Brunson.
The 1976 and 77 main event champion.
10 past champions of this event.
That's not such a tough group. Bring them on.
Here at the Rio, Jamie Gold still leads the charge towards being the next world champion with over 35 million chips. And Michael Binger remains the short stack of this table. 8 players left.
Does Jamie's chip count ever go down?
Very, very rarely. He's been doubling chips almost every day. Erik Friberg has set a chip goal every day of this tournament, says he has met it, and it has gotten him here to the final table, and he will call the big blind with Queen 9 of diamonds.
Cunningham says that he would least like to face Erik Friberg heads up.
And now, Doug Kim looks at pocket sixes.
22-year-old from Yonkers, New York, a graduate of Duke.
Makes the call of the big blind to Jamie Gold. King 8 of diamonds. And Jamie Gold also in the pot. Rhett Butler has been very quiet, continues to be quiet and folds. Richard Lee now 10-8 offsuit from the big blind.
Lee says he's hoping to promote his longtime home of San Antonio here at the World Series.
4 players to the flop. And it comes out ace, queen, jack. Friberg gets a pair of queens. Gold and Lee both pick up straight draws.
If you don't have an ace, I don't think you much like it. Friberg might want to put in a little bet to see if anybody out there does have an ace in their hand.
Oh, Lee checks to see what Friberg does. He'll check too.
Go ahead.
All players check, and so 4 go to the turn. And now the turn card is a 10, and there you go. Jamie Gold fills his straight.
Get me rewrite. It's the same script every time.
Now everyone wondering who's got the king. Richard Lee checks. Friberg checks. Kim checks. Jamie Gold bets 300,000.
It's a small bet. Jamie wants players. He has the nut straight and a redraw to the nut flush. And what a horrific spot for Erik Friberg. He's got a pair of queens, an up and down straight draw, the second nut flush draw, and he can't win the hand. Only a king would give him a chop of the pot.
So just Friberg and Gold will see the river card. The other 2 folded. The river card is a deuce. That does miss Friberg. Jamie Gold again gets the check mark. Friberg first to act.
Friberg will check his queens.
Gold puts some more pressure on his opponent. 1.8 million.
Hey. Tell you one thing I have is 2 diamonds. But I could easily have a king. And I'll show you.
This is Jamie's MO. He'll tell you what's in his hand. Sometimes he's truthful, sometimes he's not.
The Swedish contingent is anxious.
Remember, Friberg told us he doesn't much respect Jamie's game.
I love my hand. If you got a king, just go all in. I call, don't worry. Let's just get it over with. If you don't have a king, just go away.
Friberg trying to figure out whether it's a bluff.
I call him.
Friberg's going to pay for the information. Jamie shows him the winning straight.
I told you exactly what I had. Yeah. The king and the diamonds, baby.
And I want to see it.
It cost Friberg another 1.8 million to see it.
Quite an expensive call. And I got to think Johnny's thinking, Jamie, stop telling everybody what you got.
Well, everybody wants to outplay Jamie after the flop, but it's hard to outplay him when he's holding the nuts.
Oh my gosh, is he catching some cards or what?
He doesn't stop.
Well, Jamie has been catching cards all through this main event, but you can't blame him for that. Erik Friberg can just sit and shake his head after losing those chips to our chip leader. The blinds are up now to 100,000 and 200,000. Jamie Gold with 5-4 offsuit.
He knocked out a couple of players earlier in the main event with 3 deuce suited, so he keeps playing small cards.
I'm sure he's thinking, why not, the way he's been running? Over to Richard Lee with Ace-Jack offsuit and his special card protector with a picture of his grandson on it, and he'll make the call from the big blind. So these two will go heads up to the flop. Flop is king, 7-10. Ace-Jack still good for Lee, and he picked up a straight draw. Lee checks to Jamie Gold.
1 million.
Jamie says his grandfather was a champion gin rummy player. Jamie bets 1 million.
Well, he's got a bad hand in both poker and gin.
Richard Lee will make the call. Lee with the big advantage going to the turn. And the jack gives Lee 2 jacks and the check mark. Jamie Gold is drawing dead. And they both check to the river. The river card is a meaningless 3 of hearts. Richard Lee first to act.
Lee missed on his straight and flush draws, but his jacks are good.
He checks a third time. Now Jamie Gold, as Jamie Gold likes to do, is going to bet it. 1.5 million.
And this will be Jamie's third attempt to take this pot with nothing. He's not making friends among the Lee ladies.
So let's see how Richard Lee does respond to the big bet from Jamie Gold.
Call.
And a good response, a good call from Richard Lee, who will win the hand with a couple of jacks and take over 3 million chips from Jamie Gold.
And that's the second time Lee has nailed Gold.
So Richard Lee's wife, Carolyn, and his 3 daughters very happy to see Richard take some chips from the leader.
I want to see if he had anything all the time or not.
I usually do not.
Don't buy real estate from this guy.
I don't believe that, Jamie.
Richard Lee seems to have a good read on Jamie Gold. Perhaps he can be the one to bring this monster down. Deep inside the vaults here at the Rio, the $12 million in cash that will be awarded to the winner tonight is finally getting packed into the last briefcase while tournament officials prepare to transport the money into the poker room. On the KFC Snacker Cam, you can see the overflow crowd here watching the action unfold at this championship table. Can anybody challenge Jamie Gold? Not with pocket aces. That's enough, Norman.
No, Jamie's got all the chips. He's getting all the cards. And right here, he gets a little sneaky and decides to limp in with his pocket aces.
Next in line, Richard Lee with pocket 8s.
Raise it.
And that's probably exactly what Jamie wanted to hear. A raise to 1 million from Richard Lee. Cunningham now with pocket 7s.
Not a good time to have a pocket pair in the small blind.
A 1 million chip raise from Richard Lee, and Allen Cunningham is going to play. Michael Binger now, our Stanford physicist, folds over to Jamie Gold now with a raise to him.
5 million.
And a re-raise. Jamie Gold like.
Lee has that. Did he say 5 million look on his face? Allen has that. Did he say 5 million look on his face?
No shame in folding, Richard.
Now comes the Jamie Gold speech.
Because you know Allen's folding.
Well, Allen doesn't have the look of a man who's raising.
Why do you want to put so much pressure on the game?
There's a lot of money in there. I got a good hand. Make it easy. You fold, he folds. Let me take it down.
That would be the smart move.
If you're thinking, I got you.
Actually, even if he's not thinking, you've got him.
Lee will fold.
I was thinking about raising you.
Now to Cunningham. And he folds.
Gold made the good raise. Lee and Cunningham with the good read, getting out of the way.
Jamie Gold takes down the pot again.
Good hand, Jamie.
Thank you. I had it.
I wasn't worried about what you had.
Oh, whether or not you wanted to play.
I was worried about if I wanted to play or not.
The only grandfather at this championship table, Richard has the constant support of his family. His daughter, Lacey, recently had a baby boy whose picture Richard has on his card protector. It's a trinket that has brought him luck at the poker table.
This is my little card protector right here. And this is my grandson. He's 8.5 months old. Parker, our first grandchild. You know, when you have a grandchild, it seems like they're at the house all the time. My wife came in one day and she said, "Here, take the baby." And I was online playing a tournament. I said, "Carol, I'm playing a tournament." She said, "Well, here, take the baby." So the baby's sitting on my lap, and I proceed to win about 6 hands in a row. And I said, "This is great." And then another time I'm playing, he sits on my lap, and I win 3 or 4 hands in a row. And so I decided he was my good luck charm. And so that's the little chip I just keep on my chips all the time. Just a little reminder.
This is Richard Lee's second main event. Last year he jumped out to a huge chip count, but says he wasn't ready for the 15-hour days. Younger players do have an advantage in the main event. It's a long haul.
Erik Friberg with Pocket Jacks plays online 60 hours a week. Best game is Pot Limit Omaha, he says, and he makes the call of the big blind.
And when you're as young as Erik, you can play online. How many hours a week?
60 hours a week. Pocket Queens now for Jamie Gold. Wow.
1 million.
And Jamie's going to raise it up with the Queens to 1 million and put the heat on Friberg.
And we saw Gold talk Friberg into that call in an earlier hand for 1.8 million. Friberg wants chips back, but he's in a bad spot here.
All in.
And Friberg moves all in.
I call.
Jamie calls the 2.6 million more. This is the degree all-in moment. Jamie Gold with a chance to knock off the dangerous Erik Friberg.
And this is how good Jamie is running, Lon. I mean, let's say Jamie had pocket 9s or 10s there. He probably would have called the all-in and been in big trouble. Instead, he picks up one of the 3 pocket pairs that has Friberg crushed.
So Erik Friberg, the 23-year-old Swede, in danger of going out here. 3-7 deuce rainbow, nothing in there for Friberg.
Yeah, absolutely nothing there for Friberg to hang his hat on. He's going to need a jack.
It's a 10, no help for the Swede, who's down to his last card.
2 cards left in the deck for Erik, 1 card to go.
No paint.
Friberg needs a jack and a jack only. Otherwise, his bid to become the youngest main event winner ever is over.
It's a queen, and that gives Jamie Gold the degree check mark. I've said it before, Norman, I'll say it now. I hate pocket jacks.
I hate ace-king, you hate jacks. They're no good.
So Erik Friberg is stunned, but he'll watch the rest of this main event from the rail, and another knockout for Jamie Gold. Friberg's got to be very disappointed. He was not going to be satisfied with anything less than a victory here, but he will go home with almost $2 million.
And he doesn't want to go. Just another player who thought he could get a piece of Jamie, but it's Jamie who gets him.
And the hits just keep on coming for Jamie Gold.
The Degree All-In moment is brought to you by Degree for Men. Protects men who take risks.
The $12 million is on its way to the Rio Poker Room, ushered in by some very serious muscle.
It's actually reminiscent of how I bring my alimony over every month.
How many addresses do they have to go to?
Well, it's 3, but they're all on the same bus route.
Meanwhile, back at the final table, 7 players remain in the hunt for the championship.
They've got a new cheer for you going on, Allen.
The Joe Hashem oi, oi, oi battle cry being stolen by some of Cunningham's fans. And while his opponents certainly aren't cheering for him, it's clear they have respect for Allen.
He's an awesome player, and I really respect his game a lot.
He's incredible.
He's definitely one of the toughest players at the table.
Allen is the best player.
I raise it $2 million. I have enough less.
Yeah, he's the one.
I raise all in.
He absolutely is the favorite. There's no question.
He's got 4 or 5 World Series poker bracelets, and he's only 29, so I imagine he's doing something right.
Slow me down.
He's a good player, you know? You're like, he probably knows what I have.
Allen's game is extremely solid. His chips do not go in there unless he either knows that you're going to lay down or that he has the best of it.
75,000. I like the pressure. It really gets me in the zone, and I'm just totally focused the whole way. I probably play better than most of the people left in the tournament, so I like my chances.
Allen says if he wins the main event, he's going to go hide in a cabin somewhere. I don't believe him. He needs poker, and he needs room service.
Action on Michael Binger from Atherton, California.
He's the smart guy?
He's the smart guy, the physicist from Stanford. With ace-10, he's going to raise it up to $700,000.
Yeah, well, this is Allen Cunningham. Capiche?
Gotcha. Cunningham with ace queen of diamonds.
Allen better win the main event, else I can't afford to have any more egg on my face.
Cunningham will make the call from the big blind, and these two smart guys will go to the flop. Heads up, Cunningham with the lead. It comes out queen, jack, 8. Cunningham pairs his queen. Binger has not one but 2 shots at a straight.
He's got a double belly buster draw. A king or a 9 will fill it.
I'm all in.
And Binger's going to risk everything on a draw.
I call.
And Cunningham will make the call with a chance for a big knockout.
And you know I hate that play by Binger, Lon. All in on a draw. Why?
Well, typical of what we've seen throughout this main event, and the big Binger fan club now needs to send good vibes to their man. Cunningham in good shape to pick up some chips. His parents, Dean and Joanne, look on.
Binger just on a draw. Probably figured if he paired either one of his whole cards, that might be good enough.
Now the turn card, a king! That's Broadway for Binger. Michael's brother Nick is thrilled as Cunningham is now in a deep hole.
I gotta feel good for the part-time theoretical physicist. Binger survives his all-in. Cunningham can still split the pot. With a 10 on the river, they'd have identical straights.
River card is an ace, and Binger wins the pot. So a good win emotionally for Michael Binger going up against the accomplished pro Allen Cunningham. And he takes a couple of million chips off Allen. Binger now has 5.8 million chips in 5th place, and Richard Lee is now within striking distance of our chip leader, Jamie Gold, who's approaching 37 million. Back to action now at our championship table, and a good look at 25-year-old Paul Wasicka from Colorado with pocket queens.
Wasicka's a real thrill seeker. Skydiving appeals to him, scuba diving, mountain climbing, roller coasters. I draw the line at roller coasters.
He's going to raise it up to 700,000. Doug Kim now with pocket 9s.
Kim learned to play poker the summer after he graduated high school at a friend's house.
And Kim reaching for chips. He'll make the call. That 700,000 is about a third of his chip stack. So Kim's 9s against Wasicka's queens. Here's the flop. 4-4-3. They both have to like that.
Kim doesn't have many chips left. I got to believe his chips are going to be going all in on this one.
And Wasicka will push it. 1 million chips.
I'm all in.
And there he goes.
I call.
Kim moves all in, and Wasicka makes the call with his queens. And Doug Kim in serious hurt right now. And Paul Wasicka and his family love to see the queens over the 9s. Doug Kim looking to the stands for help. That's his sister Janet.
Kim trying to become the youngest ever to win the main event. Phil Hellmuth holds that distinction, but that dream is all but over.
Turn card now is a jack. Kim now down to his last chance. Wasicka hangs on.
Doug Kim looking for a 9 and a 9 only, or it is over.
River card is a 7 of spades. Paul Wasicka wins the hand. And the youngest player at this championship table, Doug Kim, goes home in 7th place.
Give me a hug.
Paul Wasicka giving a hug to his poker mentor, Michael O'Day.
And at the moment you're knocked out, your family and 2 million plus just doesn't soothe the pain.
And for Paul Wasicka, who's been flying under the radar, he could be a major player at this championship table.
The World Series of Poker Championship Moments.
Johnny Chan is one of the most celebrated poker players in history. He's collected 10 World Series bracelets and won his first main event championship in 1987.
Johnny Chan has done it.
But Chan surprised even himself when he won the big one again the next year.
I didn't expect I'm going to win next year. I already accomplished what I want to accomplish. Next thing you know, I was the chip leader.
You can't count out the defending champ just yet.
Erik Friberg, a young kid, he had queen 7 all suit. I had jack 9 of club. Flop comes 8-10 queen. I flopped the nuts straight. I know this kid cannot wait any longer. So he's like, I'm all in. And I just double check. I look back. Yep, I got what I have supposed to have at the nuts.
And Chan has him. Johnny Chan, the master.
I was a world champion again.
And once again, Johnny Chan has done it.
I don't think anybody's gonna win back-to-back again. Not in my lifetime.
And remember, the year after going back-to-back, Chan finished second to Phil Hellmuth in '89.
Chan on the rail here at the Rio Poker Room, watching his pupil Jamie Gold trying to become a world champion himself. As we continue action here at the World Series of Poker presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. 6 players remain at this championship table. Paul Wasicka is the youngest now at 25 years old. Allen Cunningham with Queen 9 of spades.
Every night after the tournament, Allen goes to the same restaurant and gets a veggie pizza and a beer. Jamie Gold, each night for dinner, gets salmon, asparagus, and green beans, so it's sort of the battle of the poker diets.
With 4-3 offsuit, Gold calls a 600,000 chip raise.
Jamie goes one step further. In the morning, he has blueberries and a bran muffin, plus he orders eggs, but he doesn't eat them because they upset his stomach.
Why does he order the eggs?
I don't know.
Each pair their top card, but the bad news for Gold, it's a 4. Cunningham checks, Gold checks. Turn card is a 9, no improvement for Jamie Gold, who's way behind.
2 pair now for Allen Cunningham.
Check.
And they both check to the river.
They both have me confused, which isn't that hard to do.
Deuce on the river gives a check mark to Allen Cunningham. He checked the flop and the turn.
But Veggie Pizza likes it now.
1.4 million chips to Jamie Gold. Tables are turned. Cunningham putting the pressure on the chip leader.
I call.
He'll make the call. And he will lose and show his cards. Is Gold willing to pay that much just for some information?
Well, part of it is for information, but as you saw, Jamie showed Allen his cards as if to tell Cunningham, hey, with my chip stack, I'm willing to call you down, so don't try to bluff me.
So this marathon main event continues. Jamie Gold, still our chip leader, just under 38 million, followed by Richard Lee, the oldest player at the championship table at 55 years old. Cunningham just behind him with a lot of work left to do.
You know what happens, Allen, when you get old? It gets hard to see, you get a little colorblind, a little senile. I mean, at 55, I guess I'm lucky to be walking.
I'm not a happy camper if that's what we have to look forward to, Norman.
We've been crawling since we were 32.
You're right. On the Milwaukee's Best Light pocket cam, Gold with King 8 of spades.
8.
He raises it up to 800,000. The blinds have been raised also to 120,000 and 240,000.
It's been a stop and start final table for Allen Cunningham. He's playing okay, but he just can't get his big paws on Jamie Gold.
With the ace-jack, he makes the call. These two will clash heads up once again. The flop, 8, 10, 9, a pair of 8s for Gold. Cunningham picks up a straight draw. Cunningham first to act. He'll check, as does Gold. Turn card. Another 8 for Jamie Gold.
3 8s for Gold. Paul Wasicka says it's scary when Allen's in a hand. Well, Jamie must like scary movies.
Cunningham bets 1.1 million, still needing to fill his draw.
1.1.
And a great spot for Jamie Gold. Does he want a smooth call or does he want a pounce?
I raise.
Pounce it is. Allen wondering.
4 million.
Yep, there's the answer, 4 million.
Now, Cunningham's bet was just a semi-bluff at best. He can't be happy to see that raise from Jamie.
Well, Chan told Gold to stay away from Cunningham, but Gold in good shape right now.
I'm up.
And Cunningham will fold.
Good bet by Jamie, good read from Allen.
The river card would have given Cunningham a winning straight, but Gold's timely raise made it too risky for Allen to make the call. Big stack poker suits Mr. Gold quite well.
The 2006 World Series of Poker is presented by Milwaukee's Best Light, brewed for a man's taste, Miller Brewing Company, and Harrah's Entertainment, home of the world's richest poker tournament.
Back inside the Rio, and Norman, I can almost smell the cash. It's getting closer.
Actually, I think they're headed for an exit. Somebody call security!
All right, back inside the Rio Poker Room, 6 players remain at this championship table. Everybody waiting for Jamie Gold to stumble, but so far he has not appeased them. Allen Cunningham in 4th place right now, 10.9 million chips. Paul Wasicka, almost 14 million. In 3rd place, Richard Lee is our runner-up at the moment, 13.9 million. And, of course, Jamie Gold, over 41 million chips.
Jamie says he's going to use his prize winnings to help in the care of his father, who has Lou Gehrig's disease.
10-7 of diamonds. Jamie's going to raise it up to 800,000. Rhett Butler folds, as does Richard Lee and Wasicka. And they leave it all up to Allen Cunningham once again with ace-9 offsuit.
In the big blind.
Cost him 560,000 more. Cunningham will make the call. These two will go heads up again. Gold has more than held his own against the multiple bracelet winner. The flop, 8-3-8. Neither pairs their whole cards, but Gold picks up a flush draw.
Allen's ace high right now is good. Gold has the better drawing hand.
Cunningham checks.
I don't like my hand very much, so I'll put in these.
Oh, he doesn't like his hand, so he'll use the red chips. 2 stacks worth $1 million.
Well, it's a good semi-bluff. Allen doesn't have much, just the ace high, so Jamie might be able to take it down right here.
And Allen Cunningham will make the call.
Gold obviously would have preferred if that bet had ended the hand. We'll move forward.
Pot gets bigger to the turn card now. It's a deuce, no help to Gold, who trails Allen Cunningham. Allen checks. Gold checks behind him, so we'll go to the river card. It's a queen, and that earns Cunningham the check mark with the 8s on board and the ace kicker. Allen checks again.
2.
And $2 million bet from Jamie Gold.
Jamie with a little stutter step on this one. He semi-bluffed after the flop, checked the turn, now bluffs the river. Allen only has ace high. I think Jamie made the right move at the right time.
Jamie making Allen sweat it out.
You just might have a queen. Can't help it. You have a queen? Maybe.
I don't think you should be able to talk about your hand, but the tournament directors tell us it's okay here, heads up.
I'll show you. I've been showing a lot of bluffs. I don't mind showing.
Jamie is bluffing.
Allen says that Jamie often betrays his hand when he talks. This is a tough call, though.
I was thinking of calling it anyway. All right. Oh, wait, I didn't call it yet. Hold on. But I will call it. You're good.
And Cunningham with a great call.
Wow, what a call.
And he fires back at Jamie Gold and takes the pot.
Awesome, I knew you had nothing.
That's Allen's girlfriend and fellow poker pro Melissa Hayden, loving what she sees.
That was a world-class call, and Cunningham sends a message to Gold, you're not going to bully me.
So at this 37th Annual World Series of Poker, presented by Milwaukee's Best Light, Cunningham has climbed back into second place. Richard Lee and Paul Wasicka fighting for third.
Rhett Butler, the short stack, has barely seen a hand he likes to play today.
All right, back to action at our championship table. And our chip leader, Jamie Gold, checks his pocket cards. Wow, pocket queens again.
Gold didn't think seriously about poker until he saw the film Rounders. I don't remember pocket queens in Rounders.
And he'll make a call of the big blind. Butler gets out of the way again to Richard Lee.
It's nice to see someone whose body's not for sale at the poker table. You know, one day fingernail polish is going to spell out the name of a poker website.
That's not a bad idea. Richard Lee with pocket jacks, and he just might put himself in harm's way against Gold's queens. He is raising it up to $1.2 million.
$4 million.
And Gold will turn up the heat again.
And this is dangerous waters for Richard Lee.
Big decision for Richard. His family sensing danger with Jamie Gold in the picture. Richard counting out his stack. He's got 11.5 million chips left.
We going all the way?
You know, we've seen a top pro like Phil Hellmuth get away from a hand like this, but this could be tough for Richard Lee to lay down.
All in.
All in? I call.
And all in and a call, and Richard Lee in danger of being eliminated.
Baby! Yes! Yes! I trapped him.
And this is the main event in a nutshell for Jamie Gold. Every time someone picks up a hand, Jamie picks up a better hand.
So Richard Lee in big trouble now.
Put a jack out there, dealer.
Gold could knock off the man who has given him the most trouble tonight and become owner of over half the chips in play.
Lee had a dream on the flight coming here that he'd win the main event, but he's living a nightmare at the moment.
Now the flop. Oh, boy, those are 3 cards that add up to 0 for Richard Lee.
You know, the thing about it is, if these hands were reversed, Lon, Richard Lee would be in position to double up for the chip lead right here.
But as it stands, Richard Lee is facing elimination from the chip leader.
And the only way to avoid elimination at this point for Lee is a jack on the turn or the river.
Turn card is a 6. Now Lee with one last hope.
No paint.
Gold smells yet another knockout.
Jack of diamonds. Come on, baby.
Lee literally dreamt of winning this thing. Now he's just dreaming of a jack.
River card is a 10. Yes! Jamie Gold wins it.
How many chips does he have here?
Well, he got all of Richard Lee's chips, and San Antonio's Goodwill Ambassador finishes in 6th place and wins $2.8 million.
Jamie, you doing all right? Still anybody's game.
Anybody's game, Norman, but up until now, everybody's been playing by Jamie's rules in this main event. A 40,000 chip ante from each player. The blinds right now are set at 120,000 and 240,000. On the Milwaukee's Best Light Pocket Cam, our chip leader has Queen 9 offsuit.
When Jamie was a kid, he learned to count watching his grandfather play gin rummy. He'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King, Ace.
There is Jamie's mom, Jane Gold. Her husband could not make the trip. He suffers from Lou Gehrig's disease and is back home in New Jersey. Next to act, Paul Wasicka. He will fold over to Allen Cunningham. Cunningham with 9-8 of clubs.
Allen's like a quiet Phil Ivey. Is that possible?
From the big blind, he'll make the call. There's a 700,000 chip raise from Gold, so these two will go heads up. Jack 10-4, straight draws for both, and Cunningham gets the club flush draw.
Actually, Allen has a up and down straight flush draw.
And he checks. Jamie Gold checks behind him. Turn card is another 10.
Gold actually right now with the better hand with Queen high.
Allen Cunningham bets 1 million chips. And Gold will make the call. There's Allen's parents, Dean and Joanne.
Allen's been trying to cut into that Gold chip lead. It's been a tough task.
River card comes out as a queen, and Cunningham hits his straight on the river.
And the queen pairs Jamie on the river, but Allen Cunningham in command now with the straight.
Cunningham checks.
Queen. I got you.
And Allen does have him and slaps his cards down onto the felt and wins the pot with a queen high straight.
Well, for the moment, world order is restored. Cunningham getting the better part of Gold, and Jamie taking a little stumble there.
So chalk one up for Allen Cunningham against Jamie Gold, who says his greatest ability is to be able to read his opponents. Jamie's first tutor was his mom. His latest tutor is that man right there, two-time world champ Johnny Chan. Sitting just off the stage, $12 million, which will go to our winner tonight. Rhett Butler folds, first time he's ever cashed in a poker tournament. Over to Paul Wasicka, King 10 of spades.
He was short-stacked and quite patient when we were down to about 20 or 30 players.
Wasicka is going to raise it up to 800,000. Allen Cunningham folds, as does Michael Binger. Over to Jamie Gold. Ace King.
In the big blind.
Wasicka raises it to 800,000. And Jamie will make the call. So Wasicka and Gold will go to the flop. The flop is King, Queen, Deuce. That King hits both, but Gold has the top kicker.
And Jamie checks his top pair, top kicker.
How much?
1.1.
Wasicka comes out with 1.1 million chips.
I raise.
Jamie said he was going to try to trap his opponents, and that is exactly what he's trying to do right here.
Another 4.
4 million addition.
Gold raises it up 4 million more.
And that means Wasicka now probably deciding whether he wants to commit the rest of his chips to this hand or get out of the way.
I'm on.
It's all.
I got to call you.
And he gets a call.
I got you?
Paul raised all in.
Yes!
Paul Wasicka all in, and Jamie Gold with a big lead.
I just trapped him, too. I'm playing well, right?
You're playing fantastic.
It's the same story again and again, Lon. They try to outplay Jamie. They have hands, but Jamie's got a better hand, and frankly, he's outplaying them.
The Paul Wasicka Colorado cheering section, family and friends holding their collective breath. Wasicka needs help or he's gone.
A queen is all over. A queen, the best card you can hold for is a queen's all over.
I'm saying sooner or later I'm going to trap all of them.
Jamie says he's going to trap all of them, and they keep coming at him. It's like the carnival concession where you try to dunk the guy into the water, but right now Wasicka's going to get all wet if he doesn't get running cards or a 10.
Queen.
Turn card now. Oh, it's a 10! Wasicka takes the lead with kings up. Oh, how about that, Jamie Gold?
Yeah, he shakes his head at one of the few really bad breaks he's gotten.
Well, Jamie says his mentor Johnny Chan plays perfect poker. Now Jamie knows sometimes that's not enough.
Well, the hand isn't over. Wasicka has not survived this all-in yet. Jamie Gold can still knock him out with an ace, queen, or jack on the river.
River card is an 8. Paul Wasicka doubles up through the chip leader. Team Wasicka's not going anywhere just yet.
It feels like VJ Day out there.
I can't play any better than that.
Well, I think he's less upset than he is incredulous. Things like this shouldn't happen to him, he's thinking. Paul Wasicka hands Jamie Gold one of his worst defeats of this main event. Could our chip leader be losing his golden touch?
I can't play any better than that.
The 2006 World Series of Poker is presented by Milwaukee's Best Light, brewed for a man's taste, Miller Brewing Company, and Harrah's Entertainment, home of the world's richest poker tournament. The World Series of Poker presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. Main Event.
The $12 million first prize was just a dream for the almost 9,000 main event players, but now for the remaining 5 hopefuls here in the Rio Poker Room, winning that cash is now within their grasp. Paul Wasicka moving up their leaderboard. Jamie Gold going in the other direction. He's down about 6 million chips.
The only time I've ever had that many chips, Lon, I was heads up against my mother-in-law and I was cheating.
And?
I still lost.
Yeah. Action on Allen Cunningham now in third place with 13.7 million chips, ace-10 of clubs.
Allen first started playing poker with his sister at the kitchen table. I imagine she won't even let him into the house now.
Cunningham with a raise to 900,000 chips. Binger folds over to Jamie Gold. Jamie with pocket 8s. Since he became the chip leader, he has not had his hotel room cleaned, fearing it may break his lucky streak.
That is one wicked bedsheet.
Rhett Butler folds. Action on Paul Wasicka. Jack 10 offsuit from the big blind.
You know, $12 million seems like a lot of money, but considering how long they have to play and you throw in taxes, they're barely earning minimum wage.
Wasicka throws in the $600,000 more to make the call. 3 players to the flop. Jamie Gold with his pocket 8s has the lead. And another 8 for Gold in the flop.
And Allen Cunningham makes a pair of aces there.
Wasicka checks to Cunningham. As you mentioned, with a pair of aces, and that's cause for 1 million chips to go in the pot.
Gold said he was going to trap everyone. Let's see if he'll try to do it against Allen Cunningham.
Jane Gold on the arm of Jamie's best friend, Erik Friberg. And the trap is set. Jamie just calls to Wasicka. Too much work to be done to make a hand, so he'll fold. So Gold and Cunningham to the turn. Jamie Gold with a huge advantage. Now we go to the turn. It's a 6, and that secures the hand. Gold with a check mark. Cunningham drawing dead. They both check.
Give Jamie credit. With his betting patterns, it's tough to read him.
A meaningless deuce on the river. Cunningham will be first to act. Remember, he's got aces up. And he does bet out 2 million chips.
And Gold has trapped the great Allen Cunningham.
I raise.
Raise.
And the trap is starting to close. Gold announces raise.
I'm all in.
All in.
Wow. Going for it all. This is the degree all-in moment. If Allen calls, he will be eliminated.
Gotcha. Yeah, I guess you do. You know, I know you didn't have it. Nice hand.
And Cunningham will shrink away after committing almost 3 million chips.
Gold again getting the better of Cunningham. We've seen Allen misstep against Jamie, but then to his credit, we've seen him get away from hands when he is beat.
Allen barely escapes the trap there, but does not come away unscathed. Jamie Gold is back on track.
The Degree All-In moment is brought to you by Degree for Men, protects men who take risks. The World Series of Poker presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. Main Event.
Back inside the Rio, action already underway with a river card to come. Rhett Butler's all in.
3 or 4, baby.
Butler has pocket fours and a straight draw. He's up against none other than Jamie Gold with a pair of jacks. One more card to come.
Had a little luck.
Butler's been relatively inactive at this final table, has never gotten anything going.
Keep it low. One suck out for the kid. Come on, baby.
He needs a 3 or a 4.
It's a 10. Not going to happen for Rhett Butler this time. And he is gone in 5th place. His first cash in a poker tournament is worth $3.2 million. And I guess Michael Binger will have to eat dinner alone tonight.
Oh, did Jamie just knock out another player?
He did indeed.
What a surprise.
Despite his track record, some people are still predicting he'll collapse in this main event, but Jamie has never lost belief in himself.
Good luck, brother. You make a lot of friends when you're on top. I'm in the zone, playing the best poker of my life. Yes!
10, baby, 10! You are a freak.
I'm extremely focused. My head is always in the game. I'm here to win. I'm not here for anything else. I'm not screwing around. You don't want me to call. For your own safety, go away.
He just had the perfect style for this tournament.
You gotta let me do what I do. Nice playing with you. Nice playing with you. Good playing with you. If I don't really focus, there's no chance I can win this thing. But if I'm at my best, I have a shot.
I wouldn't waste my time if I don't think he's going to win. I believe he's going to win it.
I apologize in advance for sending you home. This is how I would dream it. I'm chip leader for 6 days at the World Series of Poker. I got Johnny Chan coaching me. Everything seems to be working.
There you go!
I'm pretty sure this is real. If it's a dream, it's been a great dream.
At the table, it has been a dream, but away from the table for Jamie, the last couple of days he's had bodyguards.
Well, Jamie said he's had some threats made against him, and the bodyguards make him feel more secure. On the KFC Snacker Cam, you see a very large crowd here at the Rio. Back at the championship table, 4 players still in the running for the $12 million. Paul Wasicka, our second-place player at the moment, folds his cards over to Allen Cunningham, 4-time bracelet winner with ace-6 offsuit.
Nothing short of a main event title will satisfy Allen Cunningham at this point.
And he's going to raise it up to 800,000 chips.
See, the physicist is just happy to be here, and we're happy he is here.
We are happy indeed. Michael Binger will fold his suited king. Over to Jamie Gold, 7-4 of diamonds.
In the big blind.
And he comes out and makes the call. So Gold and Cunningham heads up again to the flop.
Check.
Oh, a check in the dark. I love that. Keeps your opponents off balance. It's like facing a screwball pitcher.
And there's an ace in there for Allen Cunningham on the flop. Gold is already checked. So Allen's turn to act. Double fisted. He reaches for 1.1 million chips.
Jamie taking a long time to get rid of his rags.
Gold is thinking about something. 7-4 of diamonds.
Jamie's shown us he's willing to gamble previously, but here against Allen Cunningham, I don't think so.
I raise.
And he is going to raise. Back to rule number 1 for Jamie Gold. Put pressure on your opponent.
Well, Jamie with another grand gesture at the pot.
I'm going to go all in.
And Allen Cunningham pushes back. All in for the accomplished pro, and Allen's girlfriend on the left, Melissa Hayden, and his parents know this could be a boom or bust moment.
Of course we have the best hand.
Cunningham's fellow pros rooting for him, Mike the Mouth Matasso, John Juanda, and Phil Hellmuth on the left.
Allen is the last remaining pro in the main event.
How you feeling? You done? You ready to go home? What are you feeling? You had enough?
Jamie's just completely posturing here. There's no way he calls.
And Gold gives it up. Allen Cunningham fighting back.
I think Allen needs some new cheerleaders.
Allen Cunningham picks up 4 million chips from Jamie Gold. With his experience, will that be enough for Allen to make his move?
History will be made tonight. $12 million to our new world champion.
You actually can get paid by chips, cash, or check, or they'll give you free buffets through the year 2525.
The KFC Snacker Cam brings us back to the championship table inside the Rio, where Allen Cunningham is trying to mount a charge against chip leader Jamie Gold. Cunningham, pocket cards of pocket tens.
Allen trying to become the first member of that highly decorated original crew of Jawanda, Negrano, Ivy, and himself to win the main event.
Cunningham raised it to 800,000. Binger folded now to Gold with King 7 of clubs.
Jamie in the small blind.
And Jamie will make the call to Paul Wasicka now. A suited king-queen.
Wasicka says deep stack tournament poker is his calling.
How much do you have left? Huh? How much do you have left? What's that pyramid?
7.5 in the pyramid.
7.5, so 9.5.
He is quiet, but he is very confident.
Asking Cunningham how much he has in his stack, but Wasicka will just make the call. So Cunningham with his pocket tens leads, 3 to the flop. Gold and Wasicka each with a king. Now the flop, Jack, Ace 9, all hearts. Cunningham still leads, and he's got the only pocket heart. Jamie Gold checks. Wasicka checks his straight draw over to Allen Cunningham, and he checks his pocket tens.
I'm surprised Allen did not seize control right there.
Ace on the turn. Cunningham's tens are still best.
But with that check on the flop, Allen allows someone else to posture at the pot if they want.
Gold checks again. And now Paul Wasicka on a draw, and he's going to bet 1 million chips to Allen Cunningham with aces up and a flush draw.
I raise it.
Raise.
Going to raise it up.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Jamie out of line there. He folded out of turn. But my apologies to Allen. Why am I questioning him? It's Allen Cunningham. His read here is pristine.
The chips he put in were the call, and now the amount of the raise is almost 4 million chips to Paul Wasicka. As both of these players trying to get ammunition to chase Jamie Gold.
I'm all in.
Wasicka says all in.
He says what? Is he legally insane? Oh, Wasicka wouldn't actually be all in, but he's going to risk almost all of his chips on a draw against Cunningham?
They're coming at Allen from all sides, and he gives up the best hand.
He gives it up? Oh, and Wasicka shows the bluff. I need oxygen.
Wasicka wins the hand, and his ample cheering section lets loose.
What an audacious and brazen play by Wasicka, but it's like they say, you can only bluff good players because they're willing to lay down strong hands.
I should have just called.
Although he's been playing with the skill of a seasoned pro, Paul Wasicka is far from it. In reality, the 25-year-old has made one of the most unlikely journeys to this championship table.
It's kind of ironic how I got started playing. A buddy of mine, he said he had to go to Denver. He's like, oh, there's a poker tournament going on. And I was like, hey, can I tag along? I know how to play poker. I know what beats what. I didn't know what a blind was. I had no clue. On the way down there, he kind of gave me a basic strategy. It was a 100-person tournament, and I ended up getting 9th. Immediately, I just was drawn to it. So I told myself, get good at this, because there's a lot of money to be made. One of my friends, he's just like, you're gonna be successful if you just be yourself. Play your personality. And as soon as I followed that advice, I started having a lot of success. One thing my friends have been joking around with that I definitely am going to do is get a new car. Because right now I'm driving around Vegas with a car without AC.
Well, I respect Wasicka's poker judgment, but driving around Las Vegas with no air conditioning, it's 192 degrees out there today. I don't respect his judgment in life.
Well, Paul has almost doubled his chip stack today, so he's made a lot of good decisions, and a double up through Jamie Gold, and we've got a close ball game. Jamie Gold now, pocket cards, 5 deuce of hearts. And he'll play him. Calls the big blind, which is at 300,000. Now Wasicka folds.
Allen Cunningham has not played his best poker tonight, and I always think it's tough to recover from a bluff like the one we saw Wasicka execute on him, but Allen's pretty even-keeled.
Allen will make the call, 150,000 more with Jack 8 to Michael Binger. He swims laps every morning in the hotel pool, says it relaxes him and clears his head, and he'll play as well. 3 to the flop. Cunningham paired his Jack. Gold now with a straight draw. Cunningham, first to act, and he will check.
Allen soft playing top pair again. I hate to question him again, but I don't know.
All players check to the turn, and the 3 gives Jamie Gold his straight.
And once in a blue moon, I'm right. That check might have cost Allen a lot.
Now, Allen is not going to check this. 800,000.
Oh, it's just not Allen's day. First he checks the best hand, and now he bets drawing dead.
I raise.
Binger folded, Gold raises.
And Allen's thinking, what's going on here?
Jamie Gold with the straight. And he pushes out 2.5 million chips. Applying pressure again.
I got a good hand. Really good? It's good. It's good. I like it. You can probably have a 5 deuce. Huh? You can probably have a 5 deuce. Yeah. Good. Huh? Yep. Yeah. 5 deuce.
Wow. Yep. He thinks Jamie might have a 5 deuce. Now he's got to figure out if he actually does have it.
Good call. Huh? Good call. You mean if I make it? No, I'm saying 5 deuce. That's probably what I got. Oh, I see.
Earlier, Allen said Jamie sometimes betrays his hand when he talks. Let's see if Allen's radar detects if Gold is telling the truth here.
Don't just call. Either go all in or, That's what I was thinking of doing. What do you think? I'm going to fold? Probably not now that I hesitated so much. Yeah, no way.
Well, Allen contemplating pushing all in or getting out of the hand. And how many times have we seen Jamie tell somebody precisely what he has and then they call him?
Jamie has been confounding all of his opponents during this main event. It's critical Allen make the correct decision here.
You know what? This time I might have you, but I'm going to fold it. Cool.
Cunningham gets out of the way, and Gold gets 1 million chips back from Allen Cunningham. Allen did make another correct laydown, but it still must frustrate him that he cannot break the grip that Jamie Gold has on this championship table.
The World Series of Poker Championship Moments.
There are 30 names on the wall of champions, 30 names that represent excellence. They range from legends to one-hit wonders to the biggest money makers in poker history.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie!
But before them all was the first man to be called the champ, Mr. Johnny Moss.
He was the greatest poker player of his time, and I don't think there's anyone who would deny that.
In 1970, there was no main event, and Johnny Moss was voted by his peers as the best player in the game.
There was no second place. It was Johnny Moss and the rest of the field. He was the Michael Jordan of poker.
Johnny Moss won the very first main event in 1971 and then did it again 3 years later at the age of 67.
He was the best no-limit player, and I think the records show that. He was the guy standing on top of everyone else.
Probably the best poker player to ever live.
This tournament has come so far thanks to people like Johnny Moss. Back to action now at the World Series of Poker presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. Who will be this year's world champion? Jamie Gold is in the best position as our chip leader. Johnny Chan, the two-time world champion, knows exactly what Jamie is going through right now.
I'm sticking with Cunningham through hell or high water.
First to act, though, in this hand is Michael Binger.
This guy's still here?
He is indeed.
Well, that's impressive.
Binger with King 8 of clubs. He has been quiet as of late, but he comes in with 1.1 million.
You know, I do theoretical physics sometimes when I'm playing miniature golf.
Do you correct for the Earth's rotation? Gold with King Jack of diamonds will make the call to Allen Cunningham. Couple of tens. Wasicka bluffed Cunningham off pocket tens a short time ago.
I go all in.
But he won't be bluffed off them this time. Cunningham moves all in. That's got to be nerve-wracking for his parents.
Well, Cunningham, with about 6 million plus left, decided this was the time.
Binger will fold. It's up to Jamie Gold.
How much?
6.4, 6.5.
Well, this is a call Jamie will seriously consider. First of all, he can afford it. Second of all, he's seen Allen squirm out of traps here earlier. And if he thinks he's in maybe a coin flip situation with Cunningham, he knows he can't outplay him in the long run. Why not try to knock him out here?
I call.
And Gold is going to make the call. And here is the ultimate confrontation everyone has been waiting to happen.
Come on!
Allen Cunningham all in, leading with his pocket tens, but Jamie Gold with 2 overcards.
And Cunningham looks quite uncomfortable. But if he can double up here, he'll be right back in business.
I'm puking.
He's very uncomfortable.
Allen's got good reason to be uncomfortable. He has watched Jamie Gold on a remarkable run.
It's a good call. I'm getting the right price. I'm 50-50.
Well, Jamie's a little less than 50-50. He's behind in the hand. But with all those chips, Jamie's the one sitting pretty, and Allen's the one on the hook.
So here we go. It's the tens versus the king jack of Jamie Gold. Oh, and there's a king!
Same script, different victim, and Jamie about to conquer the biggest threat to him.
Allen Cunningham now in a deep hole with all his chips at risk. The turn card is no help to Allen. He's down to his last chance.
And the great Allen Cunningham is powerless, his fate out of his hands.
Jamie Gold has deflected every major challenge to come at him so far, and right now he's doing it against Allen Cunningham.
What a knockout this would be for Jamie Gold. A 10 and only a 10 will save Cunningham.
And now the river card, it's a 3! Jamie Gold slays his biggest opponent.
Thank you.
And a warm and well-deserved salute to fourth-place finisher Allen Cunningham, his best ever finish in a main event.
But it's got to be a massive disappointment for Allen Cunningham to walk away from this table without the championship bracelet.
Expectations were that Allen would be the one to vanquish our chip leader, but as it turns out, Jamie Gold's magic was too strong for even Allen Cunningham. So an unlikely 3 finalists here at the World Series of Poker presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. Jamie Gold has more than 2/3 of the chips in play. Paul Wasicka second, Michael Binger in third. And inside this Rio poker room, Paul Wasicka first to act on the Milwaukee's Best Light pocket cam. 10-5 offsuit. He'll fold it. Next in line, Michael Binger. Binger with a 10-9 of diamonds from the small blind. And he's going to raise it up to $1 million. Jamie Gold, a couple of hearts, Jack 3.
Bodyguards. What is he, Kissinger?
So Jamie Gold will make the call. He'll go heads up with Binger.
Shouldn't there be some zoning restriction against Jamie's chip sprawl?
Here comes our flop. 9, Queen, 4. Binger pairs his 9. Only 1 heart in there for Jamie Gold. Binger checks. Gold with 400,000, kind of a small bet.
Gold with squadouche, that's what it is.
Binger makes the call. Binger with the lead, going to the turn card. It's an ace, no more flush possibilities for Gold now. That's a diamond. Binger checks. Gold checks behind him. River card is an 8. Binger's pair of 9s is best. He gets the check mark. And he checks again, a 3rd time.
And we've seen this before. Jamie will bluff on the flop, check the turn, and then bluff again on the river.
Here comes the bet, $1.2 million.
10 jack.
That would give Jamie a straight.
I'll show you.
You do have 10 jack.
I'll show you.
Can you show me before I make my decision? Oh.
Gold double checking his cards.
Oh.
Hey!
What was that?
Did Jamie just show him his card?
He flashed his jack. That's not allowed. Binger, the dealer, could have a tournament official come over and Jamie would get a penalty.
We have often seen Jamie push the limits of tournament rules. Right there, he crossed the line.
Call, get it over with. You'll see my hand and rock and roll. I'll show you either way. There you go. You got me. Come on.
Gold's got Binger's head spinning.
It's 1.2 to what you got. You got plenty of money there.
Binger folds it. Yeah, he hates to see that.
Another bluff in Jamie's cap.
Nice hand.
Binger lets a terrific opportunity go by the wayside, and Jamie continues to run over this table.
I told you, you made the perfect read. You got me. You just got to make the call.
Jamie's been near impeccable with his talk. He tells them he's got the nuts, they call. He tells them he's bluffing, they fold.
That is one of the reasons Jamie Gold is the overwhelming chip leader.
4-3 offsuit. He'll call the big blind to 400,000.
Jamie's knocked out every player at this final table except one. Doug Kim was eliminated by Paul Wasicka.
And Wasicka with 8-7 suited will make the call to Michael Binger. A suited ace-10 from the big blind. And Binger's going to raise it up to $1.5 million. Jamie Gold.
No hesitation with the 4-3 offsuit.
He makes the call. Now Wasicka.
Can't have a hand every single time Jamie limps in, jeez.
Wasicka expressing some frustration. And these players at the same table for such a long time sometimes get a little testy with each other.
Now Wasicka, though, will join the party, so all three players will see the flop. Binger in command right now. The flop is 6-10-5, something for everybody. Binger paired his 10. Gold got a straight draw, and Paul Wasicka picked up a straight flush draw. Wasicka first to act, he checks. And now Binger two-fisted, $3.5 million.
I'm all in.
And there goes Jamie Gold right with him. Paul Wasicka doesn't know what to make of this.
Sick.
Oh, Wasicka is exasperated.
This is it, guys.
This is sick.
We all got a hand. Let's do it. Let's go all three. Let's get it over with right now.
This is sick.
If they both do call this thing and Jamie gets really lucky, it could be over right now. And what a decision for Wasicka.
This is disgusting.
On a straight flush draw, there's a player behind him. It's for all his chips. If he misses the draw, he's got nothing.
Do it.
Wasicka kicks it in. Binger's gonna play. Jamie Gold with a chance to knock off another player, but he's gonna have to come from behind to do it. Binger's family all behind Michael.
Paul, you didn't have the best. Paul, you didn't have the best hand, did you?
I had a 7-8 of spades.
Yeah. So there's 1-7 gone. We need a deuce.
7 or a deuce gives Jamie the straight.
Jamie playing the big stack. He drove out the better draw. Now he's heads up to knock out another player.
Turn card. Oh, a 7! Jamie Gold eliminates Michael Binger on the turn with a straight. Binger is dazed. And the meaningless river card comes out. Another spade. Wasicka actually would have won the hand with a flush.
Head up. Head up.
Jamie has the 3-4.
And Wasicka is just happy to be going heads up against Jamie Gold. But what a main event it was for Michael Binger, who receives $4.1 million and a great send-off from friends and family here in the Rio Poker Room, including his brother Nick.
We need more physicists in poker, Lon.
So now we're heads up between a 25-year-old poker pro in the making and a 36-year-old TV producer with a grand finale still to write to his main event saga. And if it were not difficult enough to play under these conditions, here comes the $12 million right onto the table.
That's a lot of money.
I'm not going down without a fight.
You do your thing.
Gold versus Wasicka for the title.
The 2006 World Series of Poker is presented by Milwaukee's Best Light, brewed for a man's taste, Miller Brewing Company, and in part by Harrah's Entertainment, home of the world's richest poker tournament, and ParadisePoker.net, home of the free $1 Million Poker Tournament.
From a massive field of 8,773 players, only 2 remain.
To know that you outlasted 8,700 people, it would just be amazing.
The only thing I can do is play the best poker I can, be sharp, be focused. Hopefully I get a little lucky, and maybe I can win.
They were unknowns when this main event began. Now one of them will be world champion. On one side, Paul Wasicka, the college dropout who found poker and found his calling.
Nobody knows who I am, but hopefully this will change it. I mean, I really do feel like I'm one of the best.
On the other side, our chip leader, Jamie Gold, the former movie agent looking for a Hollywood ending.
Deuce. Yes! As long as I'm the chip leader, I'm in control. We're going to war, and when I have the ammunition that I have and he's carrying a handgun, it's really, really tough for him to beat me.
I
I truly do believe that if I were to go heads up with him with 10% of the chips to his 90%, I would still win.
2 players, $12 million, and the World Championship on the line. Who is next? And there is the main event bracelet, 7.5 carats of white and black diamonds and rubies set against solid white gold.
Wasicka says he can beat Gold with just 10% of the chips, and that's pretty much his plight. But if he had called with that straight flush draw, he would have made his hand, he would have won, and he'd be at only about a 2-to-1 chip disadvantage right now. Oh, what might have been.
I don't think it's going to last that long. We'll see.
Even if I lose, it won't last that long. We'll get it done.
You heard Paul Wasicka say nobody knows who he is, but Daniel Negreanu knows. Negreanu actually early on picked Wasicka to make the final table. Wasicka with ace-7 offsuit. And Wasicka comes out with 1.2 million chips.
Wasicka says shorthanded is his specialty, but Gold has been virtually unstoppable.
We talked about it. Heads up, any 2 cards are pretty much good. Jamie Gold's been playing the whole main event that way. Queen 8 offsuit, he'll make the call. Here we go to the flop. 9, Jack 9. Wasicka's ace high is still good, but Gold got a straight draw, and he checks it. 1 million from Paul Wasicka.
Actually, it's only a question of whether Jamie makes the straight on the turn or the river.
Jamie Gold will make the call. Wasicka still in the lead to the turn. It's a king of spades. Wasicka with a 4th spade. Gold, first to act with 1.6 million chips.
Call.
Well, that card did nothing for Jamie, but he bets it, and Wasicka with the spade draw will call. Wasicka's still ahead in the hand.
And it's a 6 of spades. Wasicka makes his flush on the river. Jamie first to act. He's going to posture with 2 million chips.
And Wasicka can't feel too comfortable with his flush because he's got a low spade. If Jamie's got any higher spade, he loses the hand.
You got it, Jamie?
You know, I can't talk anymore.
Well, it wouldn't be polite while you're eating.
You call, you got a shot. You lose, it's pretty much over.
I call.
And Paul will win it.
Call?
All right, we got a call over here.
You got me.
And Wasicka will draw first blood.
Nice hand.
And take down that 11 million chip pot.
To the delight of Wasicka Nation. If Wasicka wins this thing, I don't want to see what the bar tab is going to be like.
The cheering section is going nuts, but Paul knows there's a lot of work left to be done. A couple of months ago, Paul won $146,000 in a tournament. The next day, won another $25,000. He's guaranteed at least $6 million here. It's been a pretty good year for him. Queen 9 offsuit for Jamie Gold.
This is Texas Hold'em, but nobody from Texas has won the main event since Jack Strauss in 1982. Wasicka was born in Dallas.
Couple of 10s for Wasicka. Wasicka again reaching for chips. Raises it to 1.3.
Jamie casually calls the 1.3 million.
So Wasicka in the lead with his 10s against Gold's Queen 9. Now the flop, Queen 8-5. Gold does it again, pairing his queen. Wasicka, first to act now. 1.5 million chips.
All in.
And Gold's gonna push. Does Paul want to make his move now?
You don't have a queen, do you? I'm already all in. You can say whatever. You can't change my action. You don't have a queen, do you?
And this could be it for Paul Wasicka.
I guess if you did, you'd call, so I got this one.
Jamie again, trying to turn the screws and mess with the mind.
No queen?
No queen.
Then I got you. You got a pair? You got
I do have that.
So let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Jamie trying to close another deal. Wasicka making a decision for what could be his tournament life.
I think you're on a draw.
I definitely do not have a good hand, but I think I'm going to win.
I think you have a draw. All right, you talked me into it.
You call?
Here we go.
Yes!
Wasicka calls all
This is
in.
it, baby. Yeah! Yeah!
Jamie Gold
This
puts
is it.
himself in position to win this title.
So close, so close.
Jamie's glad his mom is here, but they both wish that his dad, Robert, who suffers from Lou Gehrig's disease, were also here to share this moment.
Credit Jamie for making another sale here and getting Wasicka to call.
Turn card is an ace, not what Wasicka needed. He's got one last chance to keep it going.
One card to go.
Don't jump in
Tell
here
me
again,
what
okay?
happens. I won't.
Okay, just relax. Don't
Just
even
tell
look.
me what happens.
Okay.
And just tell
This
me
is
no
it,
10.
man.
Tell me no 10.
There ain't no 10. There's only one card a day.
You've
Ain't
come
not
so
gonna
far.
come. This is it, man.
You've come so
this
far.
Is go. No 10.
No 10.
That's all right. Relax. Breathe. Just breathe. Relax.
Wasicka needs a 10 or it's over.
Jamie Gold has done it!
Congratulations. Oh my God. You're awesome.
You played awesome.
You're awesome.
Jamie Gold makes believers of us all.
Another amateur, another improbable winner.
And for Paul Wasicka, hero's welcome and $6 million.
It is a Hollywood ending. Oh my God! And he just didn't win it. Jamie Gold thundered past a cast of thousands.
Oh my God, don't have a heart attack. Don't have a heart attack. Don't have a heart attack. I love you too.
I love you so.
Don't have a heart attack.
Oh, why would I have a heart attack? Happiest day of my life. You said you were going to do it.
Jamie did it under the brightest lights and against the biggest poker field ever assembled.
Thank you for everything. Thank you for everything. Thank you.
Johnny Chan won 2 of his own world championships and helped bring Jamie Gold his own title and $12 million.
Thank you so much.
He began as just one of 8,773.
I'm not screwing around. Beautiful.
But since seizing the chip lead on day 4, Jamie was as good as gold.
If I'm playing, I'm winning. Yes!
He never let up.
Gotcha.
He never stopped talking.
You gotta let me do what I do. That's justice. You had enough?
And he never, ever stopped winning.
Yes! Yes!
And now Jamie Gold has won an amazing $12 million.
Well, you're a TV producer, Jamie. Could you have scripted this any better?
No, it was amazing. I think I protected myself well and I played well, but of course I got lucky and I just feel really fortunate that things went my way.
For Norman Chad, I'm Lon McCarran. Congratulations, Jamie Gold. You are the 2006 World Series of Poker Main Event Champion.
Hey Dad, it's Jamie. I know it's really early, but I actually won. But I love you and I hope you're proud. I just wish you were here.